Okay. Okay. I think we're in business. Hey y'all. Um, Sorry about that. If you had any, we all got knocked out right as we were, as people were starting to come in. So it took us a minute to figure out how to get back in into our own Zoom room.
Yeah,
So,
you'd think we'd all be really good at Zoom by now, but
so
who's here?
yeah, I still have a couple people. I think I got everybody out of the waiting room here.
Okay.
Heather, do you want me to take over host so that we can worry about the waiting room while you're running the meeting?
Yes, how do I transfer that over to you?
I just reclaimed it.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I'll give you
Taking
sharing
control.
ability. Okay, you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, let me check that too. Yep, it looks like everything's there. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to share yet. That's good. Okay, very good. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. I think we're organized now. Happy Friday. Maybe the sun will come out.
Happy last day of May.
So,
Today,
um,
no, today's not the last day of May.
it's not. We're getting close. We're getting close. So, I'll quick have everybody go around the room. First, my name is Heather Reifer. I'm with America 250 PA, Friends of for Chester County. And I'm here with Angela Scully and Kim Andrews and Emily Dina. Beth is here too, I think. Beth Corrales, also from the Community Foundation today. Angela, I'm going to turn things over to you for a second and let you introduce yourself and go from there.
So I'm Angela Scully, and I'm working with Chester County Community Foundation on getting the community engaged in PA 250. And we found that, just these Zoom sessions, and we're increasingly going hyper local with them, that people are engaging with each other, whether they're a historical site, a library, or a business. So this has been really great. I was thinking this morning how many more interesting people I've met.
For sure, for sure.
Kim, how about you?
Hey, everybody. I am working with the Friends of America 250 Chester County and the Community Foundation. I'm a newbie, though. Heather and Angela have been exerting themselves for a long time, and I'm just jumping into this. I'm working with Phoenixville and a couple of other projects, but I'm excited to be here, and I'm still scooping up all the information I can, so I'm glad to be here to hear from everybody who's on this call. I guess I'll turn it to Emily.
Yes, hi. My name is Emily. I'm on the marketing team for America 250 or Friends of America 250. And I'm going to be doing the notes for today's meeting. So when we're going to be discussing, I'm just going to be tracking all of that. And I'll pass it to Beth.
Hi, I'm Beth Corrales. I work with Emily here at the Community Foundation with Friends of America 250.
Great. So I'm going to go around the rest of the Zoom room. I think a couple of you, I know David was on earlier this week, as well as Hank Summers. But I'm going to say hi to Hank and let him introduce himself.
Good afternoon. My name is Hank Summer. I'm the representative for Chatsford Township in the America 250 campaign, and that's who I am. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Leslie, do you want to say hi?
Leslie?
Yes, hi. I'm Leslie Bernick. I'm the president of the Chester County Concert Band. And I am, really excited. I've been involved with the 250 for quite a while. Are we frozen or is everything okay?
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
Seems
All right,
good.
thank you. I did just want to mention, I don't know if we're going to be talking about other stuff, that tomorrow the band is going to be playing at Malvern Memorial Park. Now I realize the weather is iffy, but we actually have a rain location at the St. Patrick School.
Nice.
So that concert's at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be, because it's sort of their Memorial weekend concert. There'll be a fair number of patriotic tunes, but all kinds of other stuff. So if you're around, it's a free concert, and actually they're going to have free food as well, which is kind of nice. So 7 o'clock.
Nothing wrong with free food and free music.
Right. So that's it. And you do need to bring your own chair or something. But that's at the Malvern Memorial Park at 7
Nice.
o'clock tomorrow.
Nice.
Okay.
And the parade's this weekend too, isn't it? For
That's on Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, that's what I
So
thought.
we usually perform on the Saturday night, and then they do the parade and other stuff on Sunday.
Fantastic. David, you want to say hello?
Hello, I'm David Blackburn with the Chester County Planning Commission. I'm kind of the lead liaison through the commission for administering the Chester County 250 Commission.
Great, thank you. Lawrence, want to say hello?
Hello, you can call me Larry. I am the
Great.
representative liaison, what have you, for East Wetland Township, a director of Parks and Recreation. So I'm kind of coming at this from more an event programming side of things. And funny enough, I literally have a draft email in my box getting ready to send out to Leslie to tap into the Chester County Concert Band in some capacity.
Fantastic.
So yeah, great to be
Kismet.
Yeah, so yeah, that's who I am.
Great, welcome.
Thank you.
Bob, would you like to say greetings to everybody? And say where you're with?
My name is Bob. I'm from the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Great.
Yay.
Right?
We actually have our first slate of 250 movies. We're going to be celebrating Philadelphia with films that are set, filmed, based, all of that in Philadelphia for the start of our event. And we've already got the Chester County ad, so we're going to run that in front of the first 5 films. They run the gauntlet from crime dramas and comedies and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're looking forward to see how this can, not only start early for us and promote, but also can continue after the 4th of July next year.
Now,
You
Bob,
have one of my favorite movies, Witness.
Yes.
oh,
We'll be
fantastic.
doing Witness, yeah. And we're
Such a
looking at
beautiful
like doing
film.
more than one a month
Mhm.
in 2026. As many as we can squeeze in, to go with our programming, but also we're hoping, and we have our own logo made of like a film reels and stuff for the 250, and then we have a poster with Rocky on it. So it's gonna debut in July. So we're really like hoping to, with Blobfest, we can really start hyping that up immediately with those titles.
I used to
Great.
drive my son to Blobfest.
Bob, this is Hank Summer. Can you just give us maybe a teaser on what the opening films will be? You mentioned 5, I think.
Sure, yeah, it's going to be Witness, the Philadelphia Story.
Nice.
This is one a month. The Sixth Sense, and then we'll do the original Rocky in November, and then in December we'll do Trading Places. After that, we're toying with the idea of maybe shifting January into saluting David Lynch, because he was to go to school in Philly. But then we're kind of toying with doing 12 Monkeys in January, because you get to see the Wanamaker Building and the Oregon, and so those are
yeah.
the first 5 that I mentioned are definitely confirmed, and
Great.
we're
Thank you.
also we're worried about our competitors copying this, Ambler and Bryn Mawr, so we're kind of like not announcing it until July. So we're kind of
So
holding.
Oh,
I
that
know
makes
that
sense.
I know that Uptown
This is a safe
in
space, so.
Yeah. in Uptown in Westchester is going to do a film series, but they're not focusing on Philadelphia per se. It's Americana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
And Heather Grayberg has participated on these calls in the past. Also,
Right.
Bob, I wanted to make sure that you and Kim had connected.
I was just going to say, have you both connected? Because Kim's going to be starting up the Phoenixville convening group.
No, we haven't.
So,
So,
we're actually like not slicing and dicing. What we're doing is going very local. So we have the Phoenixville group, we have a different Easttown group, We
Okay.
have a Westchester group. And so that people then, the Kennett group, for example, was really positive. Somebody said, I want to have a speaker series, but I don't have a place. And then the guy from the library said, well, why don't you have it here? And then the restaurant says, well, let's have a special dinner the night that you have it. So by doing this hyper local convening, people are making very next door connections.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I like that we could tie it to a restaurant and such. We have 2 potential sponsors of the film series already that we're gonna talk to.
Great.
And then I have a St. Joe's professor who's coming to talk at least at 2 of the films confirmed.
Oh,
Talk about their
nice.
connection to the city and the impact. She's a film professor. Her name's Gabrielle Miller. So I'm hoping to get her. If she can't come in person, she's 2 for sure, but if she can do a video opening or something to spotlight the city and the impact of these films,
So we'll make sure that you're on that Phoenixville, right, Kim?
Oh, yep.
Thank
I was making a note to reach out to you, Bob, as it was. So we will be in touch and we'll get together and pull you into the whole Phoenixville crew.
You haven't
Okay,
set a
thank you.
date yet, have you, Kim? I can't remember.
Yes, we have the 4th Tuesday at 3 p.m. But Bob, don't worry, I'll send you an email.
Okay.
And we'll touch base. Maybe we can just have a quick call to say hi. I'm
Okay.
friends with Jen Carlson. I've known her for many years. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bob, you can let your competitors deal with like the cinematic masterpiece that is Mannequin.
No, Mannequin's on my list. I have wanted to show Mannequin for.
Oh, really?
I love that movie.
Mannequin.
Well, it beautifully highlights Wanamaker's
It
building.
does. It
And
does.
here's a kicker for me personally. My mom worked at the Boscov's. That's the other store in Camp Hill. So she
Oh,
was
no
there
kidding.
when they were filming the Illustra scenes. And I was so mad at her, even as a kid, I was really mad at her that she didn't, anybody who worked there could participate as a background extra. And she said no. And I was so bummed by that because I went into that Boscov's every day. And I was so bummed when she didn't do the movie. So I was just like, yeah. So I have a personal connection to that film too.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a personal grudge.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in middle school when that movie came out, and I just adored it. It's like a
it's really sweet. But it's great how it shows off the Wanamaker building, all the scenes with Andrew McCarthy.
Right.
It's just they're so
and
good.
of course, trading places.
Oh my God. What a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we're all geeking out over movies on this Friday afternoon, Larry, I wanted to give you some time because have you attended any of these Zoom-ins before?
Yeah, very sporadic kind of throughout the year.
Okay, so you have seen the spiel about Chester County 250 and the themes and all. Okay, because it occurs to me that everyone on this call has seen this before, so I don't think we even need to get into that. We don't even have to take the full hour if we don't feel we need to. So yeah, Angela, I'm wondering if Larry should hook up with the Malvern Paoli convening group.
Would that work for you, Larry? Because it's a dynamic group, I have to say. We're doing so much work with the Paoli Malvern battlefield itself. So there's that group. And then a line next to it is the guy who's doing the King Street redevelopment, the current mayor, the guy who's going to be running against, I can't even explain it, but a new mayor and a member of borough council. But so it's a new group that's convening, and I think it's next week, Emily, that we're meeting. But then again, that will connect you with the local business community, the greater, not just Malvern Borough, but Paoli, Malvern, the business community.
Yeah, 100%, please. I was actually looking on the website and saw that meeting was established, but there was no kind of firm date or time.
Yeah,
So
it's
right. We have slowly broken off into these groups, which I think has been more meaningful for folks. And they're really the ideas are just streaming. One of the things I was thinking, and actually, Bob, it's kind of my little pet peeve, is not a peeve, but a pet project, is this Dare to Declare, where we're going to have public readings of the Declaration of Independence. And honestly, I can't think of some greater place than the Colonial Theater.
Oh, that's for
that. And it's
theaters are
now
great
that we actually timed it. We had someone read it without, drama. And it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So it's, and you
Yeah.
could do it. We have another group is doing a Gen Z, Declaration of Independence. Another group is doing
Yeah.
it where it's going to be, uh, uh, I can't even never remember the word, like a crowd. It happens in a crowd where someone gets up and
Like
starts.
a flash mob
That's
declaration of
it.
independence.
That's it. Why can't I ever remember that word? But anyway, so people are doing it in their own way. But when you read the document today, I think it's very meaningful. It's everything we're talking about now, 250 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
The word tariff is even mentioned in the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. It's
Just saying. But
Something
anyway,
to think about. Something to
and
think about,
we're in the
Angela, is
process of developing materials to help with facilitating and planning declaration events, but also facilitating what it might look like, how to have like a reader's guide with different ways to present it, and hopefully an educator's guide. That's going to be coming out a little bit more in the summer. Emily Sneff, who is the she's got her doctorate and has did her dissertation on the Declaration of Independence, and has been is working on a book that'll be coming out in the next spring sometime. She has a wonderful website called Declaration Stories. You can look that up. She just had a series of webinars, but she's working with us to create some of these materials. And then she's going to help us lead workshops this coming probably late fall. We're going to start to introduce the concept a little bit more on workshop basis, and then have more intentional workshops on the various subjects over the course of the winter. So stay
Bob,
tuned for that.
and Bob, what were you going to say? Something to think about?
something to think about is that we have the marquee that comes out, and you can actually stand on the marquee. I have done it. We blow the blob up there. But to do it, if we did it on like a Friday or a Saturday when the streets are closed, right
Oh
in
my goodness.
right there, that whoever it is, let's just say it's the mayor, it reads the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, that is
You'd
very,
have
I
a
love it.
grand stage
That's chilling.
outside to do it instead of trying to bring people in.
Yeah.
Do it there, and then you have all the restaurants.
That's how folk would have heard it.
And
Yeah,
exactly. That's how they heard it on the streets of Philadelphia and elsewhere. So yeah.
Something to think about when they close the streets down here Friday night, Saturday, Saturday, all day Sunday. That might be a more grand, kind of experience.
Absolutely love that. So what we're doing,
wow.
Chester County is doing an effort where it goes on all summer and into
Yes.
the fall, because we want to engage the students.
Yeah.
So other counties are doing things just around the 4th of July or whatever, but this is something that is catching on. It's kind of like the two lights thing that they had for the Battle of Lexington and Concord. So this is our two lights. Is all summer long. We're going to have it, as Karen always says, backyard barbecues, on the courthouse steps, at events. And we will advertise not your backyard barbecue, but anything else that you'd like.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
so
it would be
roughly
good.
Memorial Day, we were originally saying Memorial Day through Labor Day, and then we realized in order to catch the schools a little more effectively, we should go into September at least, to offer opportunities there. Because end of May is just, right. We're in the thick of it right now with my own kids, and yeah, the teachers do not have time. So
Yeah. So Larry, do you see a place that that would be a central kind of
Yeah.
location where people naturally gather?
We don't have necessarily anything like that. That's kind of more Malvern Borough proper, and they're kind of Main Street.
Sure.
We do have our premier park, Valley Creek Park, has a natural kind of amphitheater with this kind
Yeah.
of grand stage.
I know the one.
That's where we host our summer concert series, and we're kind of trying to highlight that as part of 250, the summer concert series. So having that
Perfect.
space be a reading of the declaration, I think.
That would be a perfect place to do it.
And,
Yeah.
and, and the
100%.
other, and if you do it around an event like the Phoenixville street closure or your summer concert series, then it becomes more meaningful for people. Like
Yeah.
it's an experience for them. So I love that idea. Yeah.
Also, put in your put out there too something we just learned about Hawaii 250, and this was from Dr. Emily Sneff. Hawaii 250 is initiating having readings on July 8th, which is actually the date where the first public reading actually happened. Believe it or not. But they're initiating this, and they're saying folks should stop and read it at 6 p.m. in the afternoon of July 8th. And they said and that's Eastern Standard, our East Coast time here. And they picked that time very intentionally. So everybody's awake, across the
in the
United
nation.
States. So yes, put that on your, in the back of your minds. I don't know if I haven't had a chance to look up to see if they've established a website and have more information out there about that. I keep meaning to do that, but yeah, so that's a potential date and time to wrap things in if people have an opportunity to do so. And if we hear more of these, we'll keep passing them along. I did just see this morning that they're having a reading on July 8th this year over in Trenton, in the spot where it was originally read. And apparently they do this every year. And they're making a big deal of it this year, and they're going to make a bigger deal about it next year. So, so they just put out an ad about that this morning, actually. So yeah, so things are starting to happen. Yes, Leslie.
I was just going to mention that, and I think I had brought this up one other time, that the Chester County Concert Band would love to incorporate reading of the Declaration of Independence in one of our concerts, or maybe even several of them. Like maybe we would do a section, since it's 10 minutes long,
Mhm.
maybe a section would be read, we would play,
Sure.
The Beautiful or whatever, and then another section or something like that. So, we'd love to try to be involved in that. And I'm very interested to see, if you have just like the standard official Declaration of Independence, because I think you also mentioned that there may be some other versions that will be a little bit more suited to the public as far as having them understand it.
Yeah,
But
there are actually two versions. There's the
Yeah.
official one, but then there was one, as according to Emily, Dr. Sneff, that it was done later and people use that quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
One
Yeah.
thing I'd urge you to do is go onto your podcast platform, whatever you use, and they usually have a Declaration of Independence there.
There's a bunch of them now.
And
Yeah.
the reason I know it is because Rose Fennell, who's the director at Valley Forge, said to me, when was the last time you read the Declaration of Independence? And I said, 5th grade. And which pretty much, right? And then I was going to see her again because she said to me, read it. It's revolutionary. It's incendiary. And I, of course, went on, I was on my way and I knew she'd be at this meeting. I thought, oh God, she's going to ask me. And of course I hadn't done my homework. So I listened to it on the way, and it's very powerful.
Yes,
And
yeah, after one of our meetings when some of those links had been mentioned, I did listen to some of them, and you're right, it's quite touching. It's very moving.
right.
Especially
It's
nowadays.
not, however, a document of love and unity. I can tell you that.
Right.
Yeah,
Very good.
so anyway, that's sort of an overarching thing for the whole county, and I just
Mhm.
wanted to put that out there. And so, Larry, Emily will put you in the Malvern Paoli group, and then Bob will include you in the Phoenixville group.
Yeah. And
Great.
Hank, you were on the other day. Do you have anything you want to share today with this group? Since you're from Chad's Ford and
Yes. Yeah, so a couple of things. One is we started, Angela, as you said, starting to begin these localized meetings. And it's going to encompass ourselves and Kennett and also some of the historic properties in the area, like the Chadds Ford Historical Society, the Brandywine Battlefield, the Brandywine Conservancy. So we're going to start to have those meetings. And once we do, I'll be able to come back and share with you thoughts and ideas and what's coming out of that. And the other thing is that I think I mentioned earlier that I'm part of a task force for the Black cemeteries
Oh, yeah.
as part of the Path to Freedom. And it's really started in Delaware County. And there's about 12 to 15 participants from ties to Black cemeteries in their townships. And we host meetings about every 90 days to share best practices in terms of preservation, in terms of historical content, in terms of reaching out to maybe descendants to make them
Sure.
aware of what's happening, to get involvement, and so on and so forth.
Oh,
I'll
that's
bring that up
fantastic.
in the two different East Town because we have that AME church.
Yes, and I've been in contact over the last year in conversations with Steve Lyons, who I
Yep.
was at an event, 2 Saturdays ago in downtown Westchester, where they had a commemoration for Shiloh AME Church, cemetery. And so that's what we're doing right now.
Are you
Good.
in touch with Bertha Jackman?
Oh, of course I am.
I
Bertha
figured you
is the
must be.
dean
Okay,
for
I just
all of
wanted to
us.
make sure.
Yes, yes. We talk probably once every 2 weeks.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, she's
And also,
amazing.
She
I
is.
think you brought up a really important point. And again, I'm going to ping our dear leader, Karen Simmons, the head of the Community Foundation. She always says, what does America mean to you? So it's not just about the little old lady in the wrinkled dress with
That's
the
right.
wooden bucket. It's what does America mean to you?
Sure.
Yeah. So we keep that in mind. Anything else?
Anything else to share? David, do you have anything you'd like to share with anyone? Any news coming up or?
Well, I guess can reiterate what was asked at the previous meeting. Um, I am the coordinator for the county program, Town Tours and Village Walks. And for 2026 and 2027, because of the anniversary of specific events in both years, we're looking to possibly expand the program. And that may include pushing it out a little further into the fall, a little earlier into the spring, but more importantly, perhaps cross referencing lectures or other programs that play into the themes of each year or other programs, so that we would use the platform of Village Walks expanded in a way that aligns with our resources and aligns with the programs and themes, and make it bigger for
Yeah.
the anniversary years of 26 and 27.
And know that with the whiteboard and with the calendar, we can push out your events. And so you'll get a bigger broadcast. That's what Beth and Emily are about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I see Leslie pasted in the chat the concert band this weekend.
Oh, great. Super.
Oh,
Super.
and then of course, is it, I think on Tuesday, one of the signature events of America 250 PA will be taking place
Oh, yes,
both in
Tuesday.
Chester County and Delaware County. You may be aware that one of the signature events that America 250 is defining, working with the Pennsylvania Masons, is the planting of a Liberty tree in each county. So this Tuesday, we will be dedicating the Chester County tree at Paoli Battlefield, and then the same day, but in the later morning, will be the Delaware County tree on the grounds of the Brandywine Battlefield Historical Park.
And so these trees are cuttings from the original Y oak.
From Maryland, right?
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
remembering
Yeah,
correctly.
I see signs for it when
Yeah.
I'm driving.
Yeah.
So found out recently that the trees were actually have already been planted. They were planted quite a while ago. So this is more of a huzzah and
Yeah. It's a dedication.
dedication.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Also,
kind of
I'll
funny
find out.
because the first year we were doing working on 250, do you remember, David, the first commission meetings, we were hearing that about the Liberty trees, but everything was delayed because the seedlings weren't growing fast enough. So apparently they grew enough last fall, they were able to finally
Yeah,
plant them.
yeah.
So
It's on.
I was just painting with a guy, Randall Graham, and he
Oh,
is
Randall, yeah.
he painted one of the bells.
Oh, great.
You know, they have these big Liberty bells. The bell itself is maybe, you know, 3 feet by, I think, 2. It's not that big, the bell itself, but it's got a stand and the whole thing. And so that's coming up. They're going to have a commemoration for that. He said they keep changing the day and time, but well, the Commonwealth will work it out, and
That's up.
we shall promote it.
Super.
Yep.
So, oh, goodness. We have 25 minutes left, but I don't know that we need it on this Friday afternoon. Does anybody else have anything they want to share at this point?
Actually, Angela, you brought it up. I submitted something for the Bells Across PA thing, and I haven't heard back about that. Do you have anyone specific
Oh,
I should follow up with or anything regarding
that
that?
was through Pennsylvania 250, correct? You
Yeah,
applied
yeah,
to them?
yeah.
That
But
would
I will
be
find
through
out,
their
and
office.
yeah, I'll find out,
Yeah.
Larry, and I'll send you that link, because all the artists, we all got like, do you want to paint a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no,
It's like,
I'm all about that kind of public art aspect, and if we can have like an installation, especially like at Battle of the Clouds Park, since
Oh,
that's
excellent.
something pretty historic, even though it may or may not have happened. So yeah, I think my intent was to Valley Creek would be more for the event space, and we can have some more static installations and information at Battle of the Clouds, stuff like that. So
That's great. That's great. David, do you remember offhand the best contact at PA 250? It's changed a couple times. So
Yeah, without going to the website, I don't know. They've had a
yeah.
turnover in some of the staff, but
gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
I think anything that they define, like the fiberglass bells, and I'm sorry, you're not talking about the cast bells. You're talking about the fiberglass bells that would be a piece of public art.
Yes, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's identified as a signature program.
I think it is. Yeah.
And each signature program has its own page and
Okay.
is supposed to have a contact. So I don't know if that contact is for like info at America 250PA or if it's to a specific person.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll follow up. I was just curious if anyone had a different contact that was a better way to get through.
Yeah. Yeah. David, do you know of anybody else in Chester County that's applied for one of those fiberglass bells? I haven't heard of any.
No, the only thing that frankly have heard in discussions basically always seems to come back to the fact that the cost is borne by those who are requesting it.
Yeah, right.
And
Right.
uh, so, I'm not clear on who else. I haven't been made aware of anyone else
Yeah,
Um,
okay. So
and
we're on
that,
the same page with that. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything either.
yeah,
So,
folks have just complained that we'd love to do it, but we can't afford it.
yeah, pretty much.
So Larry, I'm looking at the website for America 250 PA, and there are two contacts, for better, for worse. It says for more information, please contact info@america250pa.org.
Gotcha.
Now the second person is directed to the 250 PA's Director of Development, and it's defined for sponsorship opportunities. Please
So
contact.
Larry,
Oh,
I'll contact the artist who I just left
Okay,
and find out who he talks to.
yeah, that's great.
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
That
And I
sounds great.
wonder
Thank
if
you.
Teresa, who we've been talking to about the tree sponsorship, if she could lead us in the right
Oh,
direction.
that's a
That
good idea. So I'll pursue that one as well. That's a good idea.
that's who I
Okay.
was talking to, and kind of
Oh,
just went
was it?
radio silent. So I wasn't sure if she was still there or not. But
Oh,
I can follow up with
I
her if
think
she's
she must be because she resurfaced recently with a question for us. So
great. I can follow up with her as well. Perfect.
And I think she kept in touch because it regarded money.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Larry,
right.
all I can say is I think you have to be persistent
Yeah.
in that it can be a little frustrating, but I think if you don't hear repeat again, and
Yeah.
then maybe
Yeah.
put the little explanation point in Outlook saying that we need this information.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because Randall's is in Valley Forge Park,
Is it?
which
Okay.
yes, so that's like
Oh, cool.
Delco and Montco, and a little bit of it is Chesco, but I'm thinking Chesco might still be open
Cool. Perfect.
to get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I would love to have one. See if we can do it.
Okay, all right, I'll get back to you on
Great.
that.
Thank you.
Well, does anybody have anything else? Any other burning questions about bells, trees?
I just
Declaration of
want to point out that
Independence?
the sun has come out.
I noticed that. I got a little bright in my room and I didn't know what to do.
So,
So,
right. Guys, have a nice weekend, and
yes.
I'm going to see you, Larry, at the Paoli Malvern meeting, and Kim, you'll see Bob
Yes.
at the Phoenixville meeting,
Yep, Bob, I'll be in touch. I'll send you an email right now.
and
Great.
then on with the Kennett
Oh.
meeting area group as well. Yeah, so we got, and Leslie, you can join it as needed because everyone needs music.
Yeah, I have been to a couple of the meetings, but the timing of some of them just didn't work with my schedule. So
Okay,
I'm doing my best to try to get in on those.
okay, good, good.
I just saw Dan Campbell has popped on, and Dan, you just caught us all. We were about to sign off because we have a smaller group today, and we had run around the circle. You want to say hello? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I was distracted with some work,
Oh, it happens.
but it's good to see everyone. I was
So do you
just
want to
reading,
introduce yourself and tell us
I was
what
just
you're going to be
reading
doing?
I was just reading the Brandywine Battlefield press release, actually.
Nice.
That email came today, of course.
About the Liberty Tree.
Yes, well,
Okay.
about the report.
Yes. Yeah, the study that was just completed.
Yes,
Oh, we can mention that too, although it hasn't been officially advertised yet. I think Janine is still working on the details on this, but on June 26th, they're having, and Randall Spackman mentioned this at at one of our previous convenings this week. They're going to have a like celebratory event at Thornberry Farm to announce and to celebrate the completion of that study. And I think they're going to have food truck, and have some Wade Katz and some others talk about how that study all came together and how it was completed. So, and it's apparently free and open to the public. So, as we hear more information about that, we'll pass that on along as well.
Yeah, please use the website as a resource, for sure.
Yeah. Dan, did you have any, who are you representing today? I know you wear many hats. So.
Not much to add, but we do have Westtown. I'm on the Westtown Township Historical Commission, and we've been tasked with creating a task force there for the 250th.
Yes.
So we have representatives from each of our commissions, and we had a meeting frequently to discuss items. We also have the Rotary Club involved, and Westtown School, and the Westchester Area School District.
Great.
So should you be in the Westchester convening group?
I was just going to suggest that.
We have a Westchester area convening group. I think we're sort of dividing and getting hyper local with this. And so I'm ask Emily to put you in that group, and you'll get notice of the meeting. We've had one meeting so far, but you'll find that most of the people that you've just mentioned are part of this group.
Okay.
Our next one for that group, I'm looking it up on my calendar. It's in June. It's on June 23rd at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So.
On Zoom?
So yeah, yes. Once again, Zoom until some groups, the Kennett group the other day expressed some interest of eventually having an in-person meeting, and we're all for that. Once, when people are ready to do that, we can facilitate that as well.
And we could do some sort of a hybrid so that those who want to meet in person and those who maybe have to have lunch at their desk and while they're doing this can participate.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, we're going to continue to have these general zoom-ins for a little while. Eventually we'll be phasing them out and trying to stick to the hyper local, but we may find we want to have the more general ones so everybody knows what's going on all over the county too. So that's something we'll
especially
have
as
to
we get into
continue
the dare to
think about.
declare where it is the whole
Yeah,
county.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Quick question.
Leslie?
I've been getting some of the emails about those, the hyper local groups. I'm just making sure that I'll continue to get those even if I have not been able to attend some of the meetings.
Oh yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have a general list, don't we, Emily, for each one?
Yes. Was there a specific location that you are interested in observing?
Leslie covers the county, so.
We can't make them too local because you might live in one area and work in another area, and we want you to know like when these meetings are happening. So we'd rather invite you to too many, and we hope we don't annoy too many people with that process.
Yeah. No, I'm just hoping to be able to go to as many different things. I mean, I may not be able to attend all of them, but
oh sure,
just to make sure, because I know not everybody has been on these particular meetings, and so I mean, I know I had to miss the Westchester group last time, so I'm hoping I'm going to write it on my calendar and see if I can
we appreciate your participation on all of those, because you always have some new tidbit about what's going on in the different communities.
Yeah,
right. The more voices, the better.
And we do have the whiteboards up on the website, and everyone's welcome to pop into those anytime they'd like to see what's going on. Share ideas, steal ideas, reach out to each other, and piggyback on ideas. So all of those are available, and you're welcome to add or update things in between meetings if you'd like. So. Well, with that, why don't we close down, and we'll have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we'll connect again soon, I'm sure.
Heather,
hopefully I'll see some of you at the tree dedications.
Do you have the time frame to stay on for just an extra minute or two?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks all.
All right.